5 of the best uses for an Autocrafter. First up, an iron farm, the most popular farm on YouTube. So this one's all about actually compacting it down to save space. Alright, and I'm going to show you how to build it. So we need to get rid of the poppies first. So in your collection area, wherever it is, I'm going to be using water. So we want to build a track that the water can flow down and allow us to separate the items. From here, I want to come down and place 2 more blocks like that. Break this one, oops, wrong one, to buy items. From here we want to place 2 hoppers like so they're both pointing into the glass. Break this bottom one and replace it with a chest like so. This is where our poppies will end up. From here on the back, we want to get an opaque block. So any block that can be powered, so oak like this, or stone, cobble, anything like that. 3 blocks across, down like a stair like that, and then fill in these 2 so you have this sort of shape. This is a basic impulse filter. Punch a hole in the center there, come here and place a comparator pointing this way, redstone dust like that, 3, repeater pointing into that block, and then a torch there which is locking this hopper. From here we want to grab a bunch of poppies and then another item that will never get put into the system by mistake. I'm just using a redstone dust for this. Now with the filter done, we can make the crafter. So first we want to place down a new chest here like that, and then a temporary block out the back there so we have a space. From here we want to place a crafter looking into that block while we're next to the chest, and then the face will be looking into this chest, making sure the items go inside. From here we want to break this one and then place some blocks underneath like so. So we have 3 blocks out the side. From here we want to place a comparator looking out from the box. Hit it into negative mode so this light turns on. Place another comparator pointing into the side of this one, and then a composter. Grab some poppies from our chest over here, and then we want to fill this composter all the way to the top. Make sure you don't take out the bone meal, we want it to be full. From here it's really simple. We want to place another block on the end like so, a torch on the end of that one, and then 2 blocks below, so down 2, we go like that. Repeater pointing into the block that the comparator is sitting on, and then 1 redstone dust, so that lights everything up, powers this block. From here we want to actually break the block underneath the crafter and place another torch. This will turn off the torch, and this is powering this torch. When we have enough items inside, it will turn off, thus causing our crafter to go off. We can test this soon as we replace this block here with a hopper pointing directly down. Let's block off our water here like that, and then place our water. Now the first initial set, you'll probably get some poppies in here because you have too many if you didn't end up getting them picked up by that hopper. So just make sure you take them out, go in and check your hopper crafter to make sure it's got no poppies, and you can see it's crafting away and we've already got a bunch of iron. So this is how you build it. I did an hour-long test and I had no poppies end up in the wrong hopper. However, if you do play on a public server, one that uses paper, the admins may have turned down the hopper's pickup rate in a way to try and reduce lag. This can cause an issue. One way to solve this is by having a double filter next to each other. So we would have 2 hoppers next to each other like we do here, but they would both be this kind of filter, all for poppies, and then have the 3rd block where I'm standing now be the one for the crafter. The second one wouldn't pick up that many poppies, but it's just in case something slips through. Either way, let's move on to the next. Next up, a kelp farm. They're really useful because the kelp can be used as a great fuel source, and with the crafter you'll never have to touch it ever again and you'll have fuel forever. To get started, we want to come down a block below the water stream or wherever you end up having it collected and place down some smokers. This farm actually needs 3 to support it, so I'll show you how to do that, but you can reduce or increase as you need. From here, 3 hoppers above that pointing directly into it, and then 3 hoppers behind each one there. Temporary block underneath like so, and then hoppers along the side there so that all the items that come out of the furnaces can go into this block. From here we want to grab our crafter and have it facing this way. From here we want to block in our water source so that we can start getting the kelp in there. So we break this and all the water will flow here and the kelp will get picked up into this chest, sorry, smoker right here. From here, we want to grab a opaque block and go across 3 like so. Comparator out the back of that, turn that on, point this one into that one, and then a compost, just like we did before. From here, we want to fill this up, just as we did before. Once it's full, we're happy. Block in front, torch on that, 2 blocks down, 1 across, break that, redstone there, and a repeater that powers this block. Break that one, and then a final torch there that powers the crafter. From here, we're almost done. We just need to encase this with more glass. So we want to come around like this, making sure the redstone components don't get watered. And we want to go up until we can meet the level of these hoppers. Now that we're up here, we want to place a water bucket there, a water bucket here, and then make sure we get this all sealed in at this height. Like so. Now when we place the final water bucket, it should flow over the top of these hoppers. Make sure you cover this over so that none of the blocks get flung out of it. You end up losing all your precious kelp. From here, we can actually place another block here and then a chest, remove that there, and then a final hopper into this, seal this in, and we have a bit of excess. So once we run out of space for the kelp here, it'll end up in this chest that you can conveniently grab anytime. So now the farm's pretty much done. We just need to wait for the kelp to fill up. Conveniently, I have some here ready to go. Now, the way this farm works is it works backwards. So this is the one that's going to get the fuel first. However, this is the one that's going to get the cooking stuff first. So it's a good idea to fill it up with a good amount of fuel when you first start. To start off, we're going to place in a stack of coal in each of these smokers, and you'll see pretty soon that our crafter will get full of kelp. Crafter's almost full, and you'll see it shoot out a block, pop, and it gets picked up by this one here, and it's ready to go into the smoker. So I've run this farm for about an hour, so 3 Minecraft days. And we can see only one of the furnaces is working. That's because this one's got all the fuel and these guys have ran out. But this can be fairly solved by coming into the back here, taking out the excess, and then replacing it with some glass or something that won't cook. And we can do this to all of them, and that will provide less space for the kelp. Now we can take the excess we stole from here and place it into there. And then we do this again, and then they'll all start cooking again. Eventually, after a good number of hours, this farm will be completely self-sufficient and you won't ever have to touch it. Next up is a mob farm, specifically the bones. You can use it for a lot of things. String, bones, even the redstone or glowstone if you have witches dying in it. But let's focus on the bones. So for this, it's pretty simple. We want to go from here and make another filter. I've got a collection here. I'm not going to show you me building all of those. We want to start out with 2 blocks down like so. 2 more hoppers like that, and this is going to be the back of our filter. From here we want to go out 3 like we did before. We can just do that like that. 1 in this fashion as we did before. Repeater there, redstone dust, comparator, and finally a torch, all there, all set up. So now we just need to fill it in. So we're just going to use glass this time, and then we need to grab some bones, put in our bones, and now we're all ready. From here we want to break this one and place in 2 crafters right after each other. On this crafter we want to get rid of everything but the last 1 block. Continuing with our theme we've had all before, just like this. Composter there, comparator out of that, comparator pointing out of the back of this, turn that to negative mode, and then we'll fill up the compost. Compost is now full, and just as before, we place that there, torch, 2 down, 1 across, repeater, dust, and final torch there. This powers actually both of them, so now we can place another chest here, and to almost finish everything else off, we want to bring a chest there and another hopper there just to collect anything extra. This is our junk chest. From here, we just want to continue on and let the water come through. Block that off. Alright, the bones are going into here, and this should all work once I speed up some time. A few minutes have passed, and we've already got 7 bone blocks in here, and nothing's clogging up these chests causing any issues. We haven't even gotten any overflow. But I'm going to show you how it works. Once we place some more bones in here, it will just craft them up and slowly fill up this with bone meal. Once it's full, it will just keep doing it. We don't need to control this one since the redstone torch from here also powers that one, filling up this one with bone meal. Sorry, bone block. And done. Super easy. Next up is a gold farm. So you end up with a lot of nuggets from the piglins, and those nuggets can be turned into ingots, and then those ingots into blocks. So let's do it. So for this one, I'm not going to show you how to do everything from the start, simply because we've done it all before. But in the end, you would end up with a crafter like this, and you want 2 side by side. We'd have our hopper in the back with our items coming through like a water stream or such. If you don't have a water stream, you might have a double set of hoppers like this, most likely a long row. Either way, it works. From here, we want to leave these all open on both accounts entirely. Now that we have this set up, it's going to be a little bit different because we can create different items with only 2 gold bars or such. And it can happen where this will trigger when there's only 2 available, creating a pressure plate. We don't want that. So instead, we're going to place blocks up like so and power these blocks, which means that only the individuals get powered. From here, we want to break out such like that. And you've seen this before, we want composters actually on either side like so. Comparators out of each one, both on negative. This one pointing into that one, and this one pointing into that one. Now from here, we want to actually bring up some blocks like this, torch on either one. And then from here, we actually want to use an observer. So we can place an observer on each one. So when they see the torch turn off, it powers only the crafter that it. Now we can place a stack of nuggets in here. We'll see it fill up. Once it's full, it will craft. Boom. And then this one fill up. One more set of nuggets, and here we go. Pop out a block. With this, you're turning 81 nuggets into 1 gold block. To demonstrate, this is how much space that takes up. So if you had a full chest of nuggets, a full shulker, it would only turn into 21 blocks of gold. That saves a lot of space. Last up is a melon farm, so I'm actually not going to take you through it. What's behind me is pumpkin, which was for my 1 million pumpkin in 100 days video, and I've shown you how to do it anyway. You're just going to use the composters as per normal and have it crafted up for you. But of course, you can silk touch your melons, but why not just get the farm to do it for you, and then you can just go trade your villagers. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great Christmas. Ciao!